sisters, and others in the community. Let us pray. You have called us to be your children in spite of our unworthiness. We have forgotten that it is not we, but you who lives in us. The human frailty and vulnerability have influenced us to be self-centered rather than Christ-centered. Give us wisdom to deny ourselves and courage to take up situations of all kinds into the equitable elegance of God. In Jesus' marvelous and precious name we pray. Amen. Let us hear a Kannada song. The congregation can participate in singing.
Bye.
Let us thank God by offering our prayers. We are gathered here this morning to thank for the spectacular ways through which love of God has blessed us. We remember the unfailing love and the great compassion on us, renewing steadfast love within us, restoration of joy of salvation every moment. Let us still keep hearing the joy and gladness that our lips and mouth should always declare the praise at all times with an offering of thanksgiving. Amen. Let us confess our sins in unison. Amen. Let us receive the assurance of pardon. Let us be assured by reconciliation, restoration, renewing ourselves by pardon granted and stretching towards us that we are becoming the builders of the families, communities and churches. Amen. The scripture portion for the morning is from Genesis 33, 1 to 17. Genesis 33, 1 to 17. Beginning to read from verse 1. Now Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming, and 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah and Rachel, and the two maids. He put the maids, the children, in front, then Leah the children, and Rachel and Joseph last of all. He himself went on ahead of them, bowing himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. But Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. When Esau looked up and saw the women and children, he said, "Who are these with you?" Jacob said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." Then the maids drew near, they and the children, and bowed down. Leah likewise and the children drew near and bowed down. And finally Joseph, Rachel, and Rachel drew near and they bowed down. Esau said, "What do you mean by all these company that I met?" Jacob answered, "To find favor with my Lord." But Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." Jacob said, "No, please, if I find favor with you, then accept my present from my hand. For truly to see your face is like seeing the face of God. Since you have received me with such favor, please accept my gift that is brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have everything I want." So he urged him, and he took it. Then Esau said, "Let us journey on our way, and I will go alongside you." But Jacob said to him, "My Lord knows that children are frail, and the flocks and herds which are nursing are a care to me. And if they are overdriven for one day, all the flocks will die. Let my Lord pass on ahead of his servant, and I will lead on slowly according to the pace of the cattle that are before me, and according to the pace of children, until I come to my Lord in his fear." So Esau said, "Let me leave with you some of the people who are with me." But he said, "Why should my Lord be so kind to me?" So Esau returned that day on his way to his Seir. But Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built himself a house and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the place is called Succoth. The topic for my sermon is reconciliation, building bridges in broken relationships. I repeat, reconciliation, building bridges in broken relationships. The theme I have given is overcoming hatred and forgive others, that we can help restore peace to a troubled relationship. Overcome hatred and forgive others, that we can help restore peace to a troubled relationship. Reconciliation is the restoration of a relationship to a harmonious state after a dispute. It is the bringing of accord out of discord between two parties. The world in the present context, brothers are not talking, sisters are ignoring each other, and children are not worried about the parents, who sacrificed everything for the betterment of the children's future. It is better to forgive and reconcile, just as Christ reconciled with us and forgave our sins and wrongdoings. This is how at present there are many problems in families. They argue and fight, and the relationship is broken due to some issues in the family. They try to live in this world without talking or meeting. The children suffer, and sometimes they become more and more bitter, and they do not want to forgive or want to reconcile. I just want to share an illustration about Rahul. He had a bitter fight with his father, and he left his home and went away. The hard work the father put to bring him up and give him good education and teach him Christian values, all was never understood by Rahul. Due to some property issues, he left his house. One fine day, he got the news that his father passed away, and that totally shattered him. And he could not bear it. He wept loudly, and he was broken into pieces. How foolish was he, never to be talked to his father after the fight. And now, the father was gone forever. He wanted to talk to his father, but his father was not there. He carried that hurt throughout his life. He asked forgiveness from God for hurting his father. Christian reconciliation can be illustrated by two erstwhile friends who are feuding. The good relationship they once enjoyed is strained to the breaking point. They cease speaking to each other, and the two gradually become strangers. They may even be actively hostile towards one another. But then one day, something happens. The two estranged friends begin to talk. Pride and resentment are set aside. Apologies are extended and accepted. Trust is rebuilt when peace is finally restored and the friends embrace each other. Reconciliation has been achieved. Now imagine that between the two friends, only one was at fault, the other was totally innocent. It's the one who initiated the conciliatory process. That is what Christian reconciliation is like, as God has reached out to sinners. In the text, Genesis 33, 1-17, we see that this passage is very important in the life of Esau and Jacob. We see that after 20 years, they are meeting. Jacob could have avoided Esau for the rest of his life, but because he took away the birthright and the blessings which belonged to Esau, but he does not. He comes back to meet him. Even as Esau heard that his brother is coming back, he goes out to meet him with 400 men. News would have reached Jacob that Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men. This would have made him shiver, and he would have been afraid. We see that in Genesis chapter 33, that he divides the children of Leah and Rachel, and the two female servants. He himself went in the rear. In verse 3, we see that he bowed down to the ground 7 times as he approached his brother. Esau had vowed in Genesis 27:41 that he would kill Jacob after the death of Isaac. So the fear would have been in his mind that Esau, who was coming with 400 men, will attack and kill him. The characters of both Esau and Jacob are different. Esau is impetuous and outgoing, moved by the impulse of the moment. Jacob is cautious and calculating. Jacob has been just depicted in this all-night wrestling and struggling in the darkness until he had won power with God, and he had received his new name Israel. My first point is, making first move leads to transformation. Jacob to Israel. The meaning of the name Jacob means supplanter. A supplanter takes the place of someone or something that was there first. We all know that Jacob took the birthright of Esau for a bowl of stew. Later he received Isaac and took the blessings of Esau. And he ran away because he was afraid for his life. He went and got settled in Aram, where his mother's brother lived. He became part of the family and served his uncle Laban for 7 years for the hand of Rachel. But according to the custom, Leah was given as she was the eldest daughter. So he had to work 7 more years for the hand of Rachel. Jacob had a spiritual experience at Bethel, and we see that God asks him to go back to his home. He promised to bless him and make him a great nation. But Jacob was very much fearful of Esau. But he obeyed God and comes back. On the way, we see that he wrestled with an angel of God. And because it was daybreak, the angel wanted to go. But Jacob wouldn't let him. Jacob told, unless you bless me, I will not let you go. We see that his name was changed from Jacob to Israel. Later, when Jacob meets his brother in Genesis 33, we see that he bows to Esau 7 times as a mark of respect. We see that in verse 10 that Jacob says that Esau's face looked like the face of God. Jacob accepted his mistake, and he wanted to reconcile with his brother Esau, even though he had wronged him. He was a changed person, and he wanted to apologize for the wrongs he had committed. My next point is making the second move, breaking the wall, Esau. If you see in Genesis 33:4 that Esau ran to meet him and embraced him. He threw his arms and kissed him and wept. The person who had taken a vow to kill him had changed over the course of 20 years. Here, ran in Hebrew is taken from the verb consecutive imperfect, trust. To run or carry pen, speedily. To meet him takes kal imperfect, kira, means against he comes. Help me, seek to win the way, which implies encountering in a friendly manner, and embrace him takes 5 consecutive imperfect, chava, to clasp or embrace. Those parallels can be seen in Ecclesiastes 3:5. And fell takes kal consecutive imperfect, now fall. To fall or lie, which takes its roots from Syriac as well as from Arabic. And kissed him takes kal consecutive imperfect, now shut, to kiss, which roots from Arabic culture to fasten together in love, or expressing the feelings of togetherness in love. And they wept kal consecutive imperfect, bakau, to weep, bewail. He took the initiative and ran to meet Jacob and embraced him. Jacob had received and taken his birthright and blessings, but that did not matter now. Esau wanted to reconcile and build a bridge, even though he was the one who had been deceived against. Esau would have forgiven Jacob, and that is the reason we see this change. Esau was happy with that his twin brother had returned, and he did not care about the birthright or the blessings he had lost. Esau had truly forgiven Jacob, even though he came with 400 men. He wanted to make the move. We see that he ran, that shows that he did not have any hatred in his heart, and he had forgiven Jacob. The gap of 20 years had changed him. He was very happy, much happy to forgive the wrong done by Jacob. A person who runs shows interest, that he wants to reconcile. There is no bitterness in him. He was willing to make the move. What a turnaround, and even Jacob had not expected this. He embraced his brother. Embracing means it was out of affection he had done this. He was very affectionate to his brother who had betrayed him twice and damaged him. He wanted to hold his brother very close to his heart, and he did not want a gap in between. He willingly accepted him, though his brother had done wrong. God had worked in the life of Esau. Esau and Jacob did not feel a need to discuss and resolve the past. God had worked in both their hearts, and there was no need to discuss or argue over it all again. Genesis 33:11. Jacob said, "For truly to see your face is like seeing the face of God. You have received me with such favor." Before the transformation, Jacob was a cheater. Jacob was a deceiver. Jacob was a liar. Jacob was cunning. Jacob was fearful. Jacob was selfish. Jacob was away from his brother, and Jacob was afraid. Later, when his name changed to Israel, Israel wanted to reconcile. Israel wanted to ask forgiveness. Israel wanted to be truthful. Israel wanted to share gifts. Israel wanted to be holy. Israel wanted to share his blessings. Israel returned back to his brother. Israel was not afraid to face his brother. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, today how we deal with our families, friends, church members, our pluralistic community in which we live with multicultural religious nature, Do we run to embrace them, hug them, and bring solidarity of oneness? Reconciliation involves asking for forgiveness and forgiving the person. Jacob wanted to reconcile with his brother. He offered gifts to his brother. Esau did not accept the gift, but he later accepted it. Thus, we need transformation to transform ourselves from first in our hearts, mind and soul, along with our physical body, metanoia in our hearts, well-being of others, then transform this world around us with reconciliation and peace of God be showered on all. Amen. Let us all rise as able and affirm our faith in unison. We believe in God, the Father, the Spirit, the unity of the We lift our bended hearts to the throne of grace as we enter the season of examination. We beg you to look down in mercy and love and enrich students with wisdom and knowledge. Help us to renew our spiritual life. Help us to keep away from lust of the world and keep our eyes looking unto you. Heavenly Father, draw us near to you. Help us to be considerate to the needs of fellow human beings. Bind us together as a family, community, and church. Thank you for saving us from so many dangers and keeping us safe. May we work for your glory alone. Cleanse our thoughts. Help us to take a positive approach. Help to seek your favor and do your will. We'll have a special song, Reconciliation.
Lifting up the eyes and looking at beyond.
Let us rise as able and sing the Lord's praise in the language of our hearts. Amen. Let us pray. The source of life, we realize that our humanness is touched with divine life. Our tears are mingled with longing love, and our solidarity with those who suffer is joined by the divine presence. Through the reconciliation of building the bridges in brokenness of relationship, there are no boundaries on the tree. There is no end to go. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let us pray the direction. May the grace, the love, and the peace of the triune God motivate us to live in the restoration of reconciliation now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you. Have a blessed day.